Have you ever wondered why your paycheck goes up, but your bank balance stays exactly the same? You got the raise, you landed the better paying job, you're making more money than ever, but when you check your account, it still tells the same story. So where did it all go? You can't use your money freely like rich people do. Wealthy people aren't better at managing money because they already have it. They have it because they learned how to manage it first. Wealth is the result of their habits, not the starting point. In this video, I'll break down how to actually structure your money like the top 1%. It's a simple 4-part framework that puts your money on autopilot and finally puts you in control. This is the 50-20-15-15 rule. Here's the breakdown. Every dollar you earn gets automatically sorted into one of 4 buckets. Before getting into the video, make sure to like this video and subscribe. The first bucket, 50% for your foundation. This is the bedrock of your financial life. A maximum of 50% of your after-tax income goes toward your essential needs. We're talking about rent or mortgage, utilities, groceries, transportation, insurance, and minimum debt payments. These are the non-negotiables. The impact of capping this at 50% is deeper than it looks. It forces you to get honest about what's truly a need versus a comfort that quietly turned into a habit. More importantly, it creates breathing room. If your essentials are consuming 70% or 80% of your income, you're always one unexpected expense away from stress. When money pressure is constant, even small decisions feel heavy. But when your foundation is controlled, something shifts. You stop living in reaction mode. The basics are already handled. That alone removes a huge mental load and gives your mind space to think beyond survival. The second bucket, 20% for your present life. This is where the system becomes sustainable. This 20% is assigned entirely to your lifestyle. It's for restaurants, hobbies, weekend plans, small trips, and anything that makes life feel enjoyable in the present moment. This is your guilt-free spending zone. Most people struggle with budgeting because they remove enjoyment completely. That works for a short period, but eventually it creates pressure, and pressure always finds a release. That's when overspending happens. Not out of need, but out of frustration. This structure removes that cycle. You don't have to justify every small enjoyment anymore because it already has its place. When you spend from this portion, you're not disrupting anything else. There's no internal conflict, no second guessing. It becomes clean, intentional spending. And over time, something interesting happens. You stop feeling like you're trying to control spending and start feeling like you're simply following a system that already understands your life. The third bucket, 15% for your stability buffer. This is your financial shock absorber. 15% of your income moves into a separate high-yield savings account until you've built a buffer that covers 3 to 6 months of essential expenses. This is not for lifestyle upgrades or planned purchases. This is for unexpected disruption, job changes, medical expenses, urgent repairs, the kinds of things that don't ask for permission before showing up. Without a buffer, these moments force people into panic decisions. Savings get broken, debt gets used as a backup plan, stress takes over everything else. But when this buffer exists, the emotional response completely changes. Unexpected problems stop feeling like financial disasters. They become manageable situations with a clear solution already in place. And even when you're not actively thinking about it, your mind registers that safety exists. That silent awareness reduces background anxiety more than people realize. It changes how confidently you move through financial decisions in general. The fourth bucket, 15% for your growth engine. This is the part that quietly changes your future. 15% of your income is automatically directed into long-term investments. This is the pay yourself first principle in its purest form. It's not optional. It's not leftover money. It's a fixed direction. This is where you shift from only earning money to actually owning a piece of the system that creates money. Most people work for income. A smaller group also builds assets that generate income independently over time. That difference changes everything in the long run. For most people, this starts with simple, broad investments like index funds. Not because they're exciting, but because they're consistent. You're not trying to predict the market. You're participating in it quietly, continuously. And the most powerful part of this bucket is not the return itself, and it's the mindset shift. You stop thinking only in terms of what you can buy today and start thinking about what you are building for tomorrow. That shift alone changes how you relate to money entirely. Now, what makes this system actually work is not the percentages, it's automation. Financially stable people don't rely on discipline every month. They rely on systems that execute without emotional input. When this structure is automated, something important happens. Money stops sitting in your account as available to spend. Instead, it moves immediately into its purpose. Essentials are covered. Lifestyle is defined. Safety is protected. Growth is funded. At that point, money is no longer something you constantly negotiate with. It becomes something you direct, and that changes the entire relationship you have with it. Instead of reacting to money every time it arrives, you start operating with clarity. Spending stops feeling chaotic. Saving stops feeling forced. Investing stops feeling like a burden. Everything has its place before emotion can interfere. And this is the real difference between people who feel stuck financially and people who slowly build control over time. It's not about earning dramatically more. It's about removing randomness from how money is handled, because once randomness disappears, progress becomes predictable. And when money becomes predictable, everything else starts to feel more stable too. So I want to leave you with a simple question. What's the one money habit you know is holding you back right now? Drop your answer in the comments. I read every single one. And if this helped you see money a little differently, make sure to subscribe, because there's a lot more coming that will completely change how you think about building wealth.